Hey, Business Builder, I want to focus in today on a particular part of our plan on our 120-day plan sheet, and that part is the top rows from upper left over to about halfway through. And when we look at these boxes, specifically what I want to work on today is the revenue and profit. The free days is a whole nother thing in and of itself to talk about what does a free day mean, how do you use that, how would you know, how would you measure it, how would you celebrate it. But what we can do on this plan is just today focus on the money boxes. And part of focusing on money is getting into practice, is to do it for a number of months, right? Monthly increments, and then also to look at it over the course of several 120-day plans. So right now, as I record this, it is October and we just finished our September planning month. And so in this case, what you're doing, or what we would have been doing, is we've been writing this in September for the October, November, December, January period. So month one, in this case, this is part of what's important, is to say we run on this 120-day cycle. And so we want to get our work done in October, November, and December. And then in January is a time where we're reflecting, recovering, planning for the next push, for the next period of time. And so in January is when we'd be writing our next particular plan sheet out. And so taking a look at this, we would be, for the last month, we want to get the last full month of data, which if we're writing this plan in September, you may not have September's data, but rather you would have August. So I know it's a little bit weird in that you're skipping a month, but we want to get a month where you have data that you can take a look at. And so what you're going to do is go to your P&L, go to your income statement from August, since that would be the month that was most likely closed. And if you had the data for September, you could use that also. And really simplistically, what we're going to do is take a look at top line revenue. What did you generate in sales? So let's just say you have a business that generates $100,000 in sales. Then we're going to go ahead and enter $100,000 there. And then what we're looking for in the net profit is, so now when I fill this out, I actually often fill that in with, let's say, gross profit was 40,000, and then if I'm doing it on paper, I'm also going to go ahead and fill it, which I normally do this in the full sheet, and I find that it's useful to be filling out. You can't do it on here, is what I'm realizing. On paper, I would put GP, NP, gross profit, net profit. On this one, we're only going to be able to put 20,000, let's say, net profit on the electronic version. But on your printed version, I would put top line revenue. So I'd look at your income statement, top line revenue, gross profit above the line, right? Net profit takes out overhead expenses, and net profit is what you can actually put in your pocket at the end of the day. And we're going to write that down. We're going to get that in there. Then what I'm going to do is go out and I'm going to take a look at October. Now, if you're in a high growth business, of course, you may be comparing to August and saying, hey, we're going to try to keep growing. We're not going to stop. Like, I know we did 100,000 for sure in August. September, I know is going to come in around 120,000. And October, I want to come in at 150,000. And I want to keep that same, not just want to, but I have a plan to, right? We want to keep that same net profit margin, which 20% would be pretty darn healthy for most businesses, not all. And so then that would put us at 30,000 if we were maintaining a 20% profit margin on 150 grand, right? And so this is a projecting. You're looking out into the future. Now, if you're not in as much of a high growth business, and if you're in more of a kind of steady state business with some growth, then a lot of businesses are seasonal. So August, when I was in the used car warranty business, August was a hot month, always great month. September was a rough month. It's kind of like back to school, and we just didn't, people were distracted trying to get their kids going, and the car market is not as hot. And 30 days half September versus 31 in August, right? And so it wasn't a great month. So I would look year over year, and let's just say in the prior year, we did 160,000 in November. Then I might say to myself, reasonably based on the run rate we've been at, that I would think at about 10% growth, we're going to do 176,000, right? And this is a process of projecting out, and maybe actually have some company projections that you're doing, which would be good. That would be another step. But you're working to look into the future. And again, if because you're high growth and you've just put 2 projects in place, then you project more. If you have a plan to get there. And on the other hand, if you lost a big client, then you would know that it was going to take a little while to replace that client, for example, and you would project accordingly. So the exercise here is to go through the different months and just do the work, put the work in. And then when you come to the next camp, which would be in January again, you'll then be looking at what you wrote on this last plan, so you can see were you on track, off track. And then over here on 4-month total, so let's just say that December isn't as hot of a month in your industry, but then January comes back strong, right? Then what we're going to do in the 4-month total is add those up. So 320, 475, $646,000. So you're projecting for the 4-month period $646,000, and that's what's going to go. What is wrong? Well, it looks like we got a tweak we have to make on the box. So it's not working for me. But $646,000 is what you would put in the 4-month total. So I hope that answers the question about how to use the dollar boxes. Again, paper for me is better in this analog system that adds to all the digital things you do in your company, where I'd suggest you print these out, handwrite, put them in a folder, hang them on the wall, and then bring it out with your teammates, show them, take a picture. It's more tactile, right? It's more kinesthetic, touching. And I think when you can touch it and feel it and know the numbers is a good way to grow. This is one of the few things that you probably do around your business that is not on the computer, that is analog, and I think that's what's going to help you grow. So I hope that helps on what the last month is and then the months ahead. Free days, like I said, I will say, just since we're up there, a free day would be a day where the definition is going to be different for everybody. For me right now, it could include Saturday and Sunday. Some of you will say I wouldn't include Saturday and Sunday because those are always free days, and I'm happy for you. A free day for me is any day where I don't work, where I do things that bring me joy and recreation and relaxation, or where I'm volunteering or pouring into somebody else's thing or into a child's thing. That's a free day. It's a day where I'm not, maybe I accidentally look at my phone, so we're not going to be like the police, but it's a day where I intentionally don't get on email, don't get on Facebook or LinkedIn, probably for any reason. I would say for business reasons, but probably for any reason. A free day for me, if I'm on my phone, it's not really a free day, and it's not giving me the kind of recharge that I want to get, and it's not giving me the freedom type joy that I hope we're creating in Business Builders. So that's it. Let me know if you have any questions.